Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. Aloha, everybody. Aloha, aloha, makawaki, wakalaka. What's up, everybody? Aloha, aloha. Right here with my brother right here, my brother Butch, who likes to suck a tiki all the time over there in Waikiki. Yeah, he was at the bar at one time. One time we walked into a bar in Honolulu, brother. It was all lesbian. It was called the No Like a Tiki. Wahoo, wahoo, aloha.
Welcome to
brother.
the podcast.
There's too many homeless people in Hawaii. Okay, brother, enough about the Portuguese. Brother, aloha, everybody. This is the history of the first white man to show up in Hawaii. You probably been on vacation, man, and never left the Sheraton. You never ventured out there.
That's so close to the reality, though. That's the thing, is it's really...
Hey, but you know what, bro? I've never stood at the resort, but next time I go, if I go like just me and my lady, or I'm not thinking if I ever were to go the resort, it'll probably be when I'm 69 or 70 years old. Wow. But not now, bro. Because now I got to pick a fight with somebody over there, bro. Have a good girl story.
Right, yeah.
Aloha, man. There's a show right now. If you want to watch it, we're not promoting it, but if you want to just look it up, man, look it up.
Yeah, it's a great show, actually. I was actually really satisfied with it.
Yeah, man, they have real Hawaiians.
Chief of Sun. What is it called again? Chief of the Sun?
Chief of War.
Chief of War.
Yeah.
That's how much I... Yeah, hey, man, I read a lot up on this after I did the research for...
He's like the Danny Trejo of Polynesian actors, huh?
He kind of is.
Because like, he's played every hardcore Polynesian thing. Like, Aquaman, all right, Aquaman was a white guy, but you know what? They threw him in there.
Well, that's the thing, is they switched Aquaman to, you know, a more fitting Polynesian guy who swims around.
Yeah, because the original Aquaman was based on a British soldier that was drowned by a Fiji warrior.
Okay.
Nah, I made that up.
Oh. Yeah, no, I like that new Aquaman.
I thought the Aquaman was pointless character, bro. Like,
and overall,
like, especially when they were to go fight people in other countries,
right?
He would have to be riding bitch next to Wonder Woman in the plane. Yeah,
because he didn't have a car, which is weird.
Would you swim over there, motherfucker?
Right. I always wondered that. Like, why is he riding? He's Aquaman. He could be anywhere in the ocean. Like, did the Navy, I mean, in any part of history, the most conquering people were naval people. Why the fuck wasn't Aquaman, like, the strongest character?
Oh, yeah, and how come Aquaman villain wasn't a pirate, bro?
That's right.
Like, it should be like a mean pirate, bro.
Right. Like a mean-ass pirate.
Like the Pirate of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Aloha, everybody. Aloha. Welcome to History for Food. Aloha, waki laki.
Miki haki haka huka.
Hawaiian is like a language that you could mess it up and you might be saying something that's meaningful.
It really is. That's the thing, is like, there's a lot of stuff where I was like, oh, that's actual words. Because, like, you think kahuna, right? Is like, because whenever Anglo people overuse Spanish, it becomes the incorrect use of it in almost every language, you know. But like, I thought kahuna was something that we made up for like Hawaiian Punch, but it's actually a
grandfather, right?
So did you see in
Kahuna means grandfather?
No, Kahuna is like an overseer. So the lady that was watching them have sex in the TV show, that was a Kahuna.
There was somebody watching people have sex? Okay,
so in the TV show Chief of War, there's a part where Kamehameha has sex with his wife, his first wife that he has, and they watch. There's a person sitting there watching them have sex, and because it's a spiritual ritual, and those are called kahunas. But that's not all they do. They give advice. They give spiritual war advice and stuff like that.
I wish I would have known that, bro, when I was little. You know, peeping Tom? No, bro. It's a spiritual. You don't see my lay?
I'm a kahuna, bro. Keep
I'm a
going.
Kahuna, bro.
Just don't worry about me. I'm a kahuna. Do your thing.
You're not wearing pants, bro. I told you part of the ritual.
Cheat to me a little bit, though. I can't see her body parts.
No wonder, bro. I dated this Hawaiian girl one time, bro.
Yeah.
And I was like, weird, bro. Like, is your mom watching us? Yeah, she's a little in a kahuna
Bro,
side.
well, actually, in this scene, it's a kahuna. It's a old lady sitting in there while he's having sex with her. But there's a whole crowd of people around the tent watching the shadows have sex from the tent because it was. I mean, it's just
Hawaiian box office. Did you finish that whole book?
No, I got halfway through because I knew that we were only going to cover.
Yeah.
I got
the
up
first
to,
man.
So I got up to. There's this part of Hawaiian history called the Great Mahele, and we could do a part 2 if you guys would like or whatever.
The Great what?
Great Mahele, which is where that's when they
That's
start.
funny you say that because Jason Momoa's whiskey is called Melee.
Is it really?
And I thought when it was called Melee, and I thought it was after like a fight, like there was a melee.
Right, that might have been it.
But
because the Mahele is not so great for Hawaiians. It's when Americans take up 4/5 of their property and start to like.
That's funny because when I was called masturbating in Hawaii, they were calling me Melahalo. I was like, what are they calling me? Melahalo. Why can't you just be called? Who caught me, bro? A kahuna? Yeah, my nickname was Melahalo.
This is coming full circle.
Yeah, they told me with those hands, you should be carving.
You're a big great.
Not stroking.
You're a big kahuna. You should be out there carving tikis. Use those wrists for good, not so much for evil.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I went over the stuff you gave me.
Right.
And I went into especially yesterday, man. I went on a rabbit hole, bro. Like I went like 3 hours nonstop.
Okay.
On Hawaiian history.
Yes, it's so
then
good.
I fell asleep.
Right.
And I could still hear that lady talking, the lady with the little red dress. She was talking about the battles of the islands.
Okay.
And I did it, and then I laughed because they wanted to name the islands the Duke of Earl sandwiches.
Yeah,
I didn't know that the Duke
it was named after the Earl of Sandwich.
Earl Sandwich.
Yes.
I didn't even know that Sandwich was actually a person at one time.
Yes. Yeah, and he invented the
sandwich.
Yeah.
History for fools.
Yeah.
Pan bimbo.
There's a little piece right there.
Yeah, so he invented the sandwich because he wanted to put the islands together.
Well, no.
I made that up.
You made that up because he didn't even know about the islands. I think he passed away. Captain Cook is who discovered the Hawaiian Islands before the Hawaiians discovered the Hawaiian Islands. It's so weird when we're like, this guy discovered...
So they were not battling before Captain Cook showed up?
They were already almost established before Captain Cook showed up.
No, but you said the islands didn't know about the other islands before
no, they
Captain
did.
Cook showed up?
So here's the thing. We could start, and this is a perfect way to start out.
Because I read this, before I went deep, bro, way back, bro, to fucking 1198.
So you're talking about Polynesians, Tahitians, maybe.
And they said those motherfuckers, because there's like 3 different stories.
Okay. Yes.
About them.
Yes.
But this is the one I read.
Okay.
And the one I remember the most was that they actually migrated all the way to South America. And
some believe that they might have come
from Taiwan.
Yeah.
From Taiwan.
So
they made it all the way to to South America and even up to Alaska.
Right.
But
They definitely
and they kept, and this is a trip that they kept doing forever when they were trading back and forth. But then after a while, like you said, we're talking about earlier, there was a moment when they stopped moving. They stopped moving around.
Right.
They just stood there.
So Polynesian people started out in what we assume is either Tahiti. And there's some theories that it started out in South America as well.
No, not started out, but ended up there.
Well, they did end up
they will go back and forth,
right,
back and forth.
But there is some theories that they came from there to there. But the strongest is that they came from Tahiti to the Philippines, and then from the Philippines they went to Papua New Guinea. Or not Papua New Guinea. I can't remember what island that is. Where all the Madagascar. Okay, and
New Guinea.
So what they're doing is, and this is amazing because like when we talk about like European navigators and European people in boats, like like the Spanish and the conquerors and stuff, they would find an island, like a chain of islands, like the Marshall Islands. And it would take them 10 years to go back and find it again, even though they navigated and they wrote it down, because they were not precise in how they navigated. However, the Polynesians, and this is important going forward because
they would chase birds, huh?
Bro, these motherfuckers, but at some point knew exactly how to get to each island. And not only were they getting to each island, they were like, okay, we're going to bring a village full of people on 2 boats and set them off in this island. And then you guys make an island, have babies. Then they go to another island, bring more people. And then because some of the islands didn't have certain plants or food they needed, they would go bring it from Tahiti. And so that's the thing is like the Hawaiian Islands is almost all introduced species of plants and animals because of the Tahitians bringing things in. And what you had was you had 2 different types of people. You had the inland people, which were the Polynesians, right? Which were like, and then you had these people from Tahiti that were pulling up and chilling on the outside of the beach. And there's another thing, man, is they weren't like other tribes where they would fight with each other. They were like, hey, what's up? You guys are inlanders, we're outlanders. We should trade things together. And then so that started a lot of populations and islands. And like you said earlier, it held at some point, and they were like, this is just how we are. And then now you have islands that are settled on by people, and then now we start the tribal wars. But even then, man, and this is the thing is, as the Native Americans are out there still trying to figure out their lands and they're having tribal wars, these guys know what their lands are, and as they take over a whole island, they establish a government. And that's the thing, man, is that's what makes the Hawaiians kind of different here is that they had a government that, like, at some point, we'll get to it, Kamehameha started a government. After he combined all the islands and brought them together, he formed a government, like a working government. The
government is similar to Native Americans,
yes.
Because the Native Americans have a chief.
Uh-huh.
And they have a warrior, also have a chief in charge of all the warriors.
Yes. And
they have a medicine man who probably does like the
Kahuna.
Kahuna. He's old school.
Right.
And pretty much the medicine man knows pretty much he's the history.
Yes.
He knows if a white man showed up 50 years ago.
Right. And so this is the other
thing.
And
he lays that to the next guy.
This is the other thing that makes the Polynesians so amazing is that they were already participating in eugenics, like before the Nazis were. They were like
really?
Yes, because
they never talked about the natives never did that.
So no, because and I don't know how the native system worked because we haven't done that.
Well, you talk to Custer,
but I know that Polynesians were like, I'm gonna have 40 wives, but they're gonna be the finest. Some of them, 10 of them are gonna be the finest bitches. 10 of them are gonna be like huge and muscular women. And
they're gonna make boats.
What we're doing is we're making babies here, and we're making strong fighting babies. We're making warriors, and that's why, like, you see, like, in these shows, the women are more masculine. This is why I love this show, is because it's a little accurate. Like, one of the main female characters, she's like a masculine woman, and that was the thing, was that they were breeding masculine women to make more masculine men. Because more masculine men made better fighters. And when you read like Captain Cook, who's the first guy to pull up to the Hawaiian Islands, you read about these warriors and how intimidating they are. Like this first encounter with Captain Cook finding Hawaii ends in his death and the defeat of this British naval vessel because the Hawaiians are fierce fighters, man. That's all they've been doing is just practicing battle for years amongst each other. And they have an establishment with each other. Like I know that chief runs Maui, and then there's a chief who runs Oahu. The big island is called Hawaii in this case. So when we refer to Hawaii, because at this time they're not the Hawaiian Islands, they're called the Sandwich Islands. And so but that's the thing that's most amazing about them is that they were processing people. And I don't mean amazing in the way like that's great, we should do that still. But that's what they were doing, is they were practicing. And when I say that they use women for product, it would be like send 4 women over to the king of wherever and have him send me 10 men. Or I'm going to send 4 women over because we need more gold. Or I don't know if they use gold, but, like women were just commodities.
Yeah.
Hot women were. Like send over 5 of my hottest women and tell them to bring me 20 pigs. And that's how they worked. But everything was trade and everything was battle.
What do they have for 20 pigs? And they bring in 50 chicks instead.
That's it. I think that's the thing. That's the sad part is that's what do you call it? Someone got robbed.
I wonder if the women felt like they valued when they're sitting there and they're doing the trading for them. And then they're looking at this, and she's going.
I wonder this too.
I don't know their spear, man.
What?
I don't know their spear. One thing that I noticed, and I was tripping me out, and I had to go in a rabbit hole.
Right.
Because I always thought that the white man came across the sea.
Right.
He brought us pain and misery. Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills.
Fuck, yes.
But besides gunpowder, that which natives, and people who were like living in the different parts of the world, I never thought to think about it that some of them never seen metal.
No.
So that was tripping me out. Like people like now. You could argue with people on the internet like he goes well those guys showed up with gunpowder, but they also showed up with metal,
right? And there's a different.
Natives didn't have metal. Even in America, they were making bowls out of rocks,
right.
Broken pieces of lava rocks.
This is the thing is that with abundance there becomes a lack of necessity. So like we're here.
All the weapons were wood.
Well, yeah, because you don't need to fucking. Oh, dude, these are the best. So see that thing right there?
That brass knuckle?
Yes, or any of those knives have shark teeth, and these are much. So when you first see
you stab and you scrape, huh?
Bro, the main shot to go for another man if me and you were fighting is to hit your balls with the fucking shark teeth, like knife, and then drag it back. And that's going to rip so much of your body out of your body. And so, yeah, they... that
club,
and then see that club, and that's a perfect example.
That club is made of shells or what?
Bro, these people, no, that club is just pure wood. And it's
solid, huh?
It's knotted. And that's the thing is that these people, their fighting tactics were hand-to-hand, breaking bones, like your fingers, pop. Your wrist, pop.
Elbow,
pop. And then... I take this huge club with the stick with this huge knotted end, and I smash your head in, and I beat it until like your head explodes, and then I take your body back. I rip all the meat off of it, and then I take your bones and I add it to my war altar, which is a huge tower made of bones, and that's how they would fight back then, dude. But there was a lack of. The thing is, what I mean is...
They'll throw spears first.
Lack of necessity is this, bro. The reason why we fight mostly in this world is over food back in the day, right? Over food and survival and things. Well, at this time in Hawaii, there was no lack of food. there was no lack of weaponry because you didn't need metal. You had these big rocks. You had like onyx everywhere that you could, and onyx made the best arrowheads, made the best spearheads.
So in Hawaii, they had onyx or Native Americans?
Onyx, yeah. So onyx or obsidian is a product. It looks like glass. When you break it up, to show a rock of obsidian if you can on the thing. It's a really easy product to make. It's pretty hardy. You could break it up against stone and make like arrowheads out of it. You can make knives out of it. And so this is what the natives were using as well, because we have obsidian on our continent as well because of lava. But it didn't happen it didn't take the weaponry.
Fucking rock axe.
The weaponry that the natives had wasn't as sophisticated as the Hawaiians had because the natives were finding other ways
just
to
in
make
case Superman
weapons.
shows up.
Casey tries to take down our volcano. Yeah, so there was no lack of necessity there. So they thought that they had a refinification of weapons until these fucking white dudes show up. And that was the thing, dude, is like on the first day that Cook shows up, they shoot a guy for stealing.
And I thought they shot the cannons first.
Yes, they shoot the cannons,
but without a cannonball inside of it.
Yeah, but they're like whatever, like they're like kind of like they duck and they go, "What the fuck was that?"
Let's go back a little bit, way back, where the natives, the Hawaiians, were expecting a god to show up.
Oh,
just let the Mayans.
You're totally right. We left this out. So the at the time that
because the Mayans were also expecting a god. It's been like every religion expecting a hero to show up, bro.
Right. The time that Cook shows up is during a period of
peace.
Of peace. So all the tribes.
That makes a lot of difference, huh?
That's the thing, dude. Is that's what is again another difference between the Native Americans and Hawaiians in this way that the Hawaiians were like, we need to pause so we can grow food, we could nurture our people, we could rest for a while. So there's no battles, there's no fighting, there's no secret attacks, there's none of that. There's no cheating. Everybody takes a break because it's Makahiki. And I think it lasts from September to November, I think, or October to December, depending on the weather, because it has something to do with the solstice. And the thing is that with Makahiki, you're celebrating the god Lono. And Lono promised to come back during Makahiki at some point, in with different colored skin or a different color.
Didn't one of the natives saw the Halley's Comet?
Oh, so this okay.
And he saw it like the guy's gonna come up with fire.
That's a different. So that is you're talking about when Kamehameha was born.
Kamehameha, yeah.
Halley's Comet, and this is accurate. Halley's Comet shot over the sky, and there was a prophecy that when that happened, but see, they thought that the king would be present already when that happened, and it was when the king was born. And so when they found out, and actually there's a story, and I don't know how accurate this is, but that Kamehameha, when he was born under the comet, and then he was ordained already to be the kingslayer. And so the king at the time wanted that baby dead, and so the mom went and hid him in somewhere in a village until he was old enough. But that's a different thing than
yeah, that's called Christianity, bro.
Right. But that's
and the movie Terminator.
That's a different thing than Makahiki.
Makahiki.
And that is that Lono is going to come back on a floating island, on a group of floating islands with different colored people, which is what Captain Cook did. He pulled up, white dude,
slaves.
Never seen anybody before, fucking guns blazing, cannons blazing, this huge floating island. And so when he gets off, the chief meets him right away.
Who do you think stunk more, bro? That boat or the native? That boat, huh?
That boat, bro. The native people were pretty clean. They actually practice hygiene on both ends, like Native Americans and Native Hawaiians.
Did you read that one part? Let's move a little bit forward here. When Captain Cook had a boat full of dirty motherfuckers, and he knew they were all diseased, and they told him not to go on the island.
Yes, he did. That was what I was.
But that's how smart give a shout out. Captain Cook been traveling the whole continent and the world. He knew the type of problems he was bringing everywhere already.
Captain Cook was a true, in my mind, from what because I went the book that I read was of his writings and the people on his ship's writings, and then also added information from the Hawaiian side.
He went on an old map, huh?
Bro, he was an explorer. He was a scientist.
He found the islands by reading an old map, huh? That somebody
he was
wrote
reading
down
old maps from the Spaniards.
So the Spaniard must have cruised through there up in a day, huh?
There's no real evidence of that other than that we do know that like things washed up. Like that's how they got their affinity for metal objects is because...
Porque los ganadores escriben la historia.
What does that mean?
The winners write the history.
That's fucking so true, dude. That's the thing though is that's why I love this because there's no real winners in this at this point. And the Hawaiians are recording history. That's again another thing that the Native Americans we didn't have with the Native Americans necessarily, and I'm sure they were recording history and it was destroyed.
They wrote it in songs and nobody translated them.
But the fucking Hawaiians, the Polynesians, in a sense, were a very advanced culture in the way that they were navigators. They knew the stars. They were alchemists, where they were experimenting with different chemicals. And they were genealogists where they were experimenting with genes, but they were also metal. Like they weren't. I'm sorry, they were not metallurgists. They were weapon experts. And then when metal started showing up, they were like, "Hey, They knew it was man-made and it was coming from something. And the other thing is that Cook's going around, and so are all Europeans to the Marshall Islands, Polynesian Islands, the Austro-European islands.
During this time right here, when Captain Cook shows up to Hawaii, New Zealand and Tahiti's already been colonized, huh?
They haven't been colonized, but they've been discovered.
New Zealand's been discovered, right?
New Zealand is newly discovered.
But more discovered in Hawaii. Because they had to go through Australia first to get to Hawaii.
Yes, but it hadn't been conquered or colonized yet.
No, not New Zealand?
No, because you're talking within maybe a few decades of each other.
Because I thought that, I don't know how true or fact this is, but in Chief of War, Jason Momoa kills the Maori warrior inside that boat first. Because he knew right away that guy was their guide.
Oh, really? When he goes
before he gets on the boat, when they're when he is running from the other the other Hawaiian guy, and he sees the white man across for the first time,
right?
And he throws a knife and he kills the native that's with him.
Okay,
and that's a Maori warrior.
Oh,
he kills them because he knows that guy knows the territory.
Right.
So
he's trying to keep him from
that's how you do it, bro.
So this is what I just read right now.
You kill the scout.
I'm wrong. I am wrong. I do believe that New Zealand probably was colonized at this point because New Zealand is discovered around 1300 AD.
Yeah, so they were probably,
and we're talking 1780s is when they discover Hawaii. Hawaii's that elusive because if you look at the Polynesian Triangle, Hawaii's way at the top. It's super far up to where they didn't even think the world existed. You got to remember, like we have actual flat earthers that still believe the Earth is flat, and that you could fall off at some point. So no one's trying to go that far up north.
Why everybody was afraid before Columbus.
Right.
Like, bro, people would actually believe flat Earth. We would have never went nowhere.
We would have went nowhere, bro. Okay, so here's your Polynesian Triangle. You have Hawaii at the top, and then if you go down to the purple, keep going right behind our box, there is, in that corner is Easter Island. And then you have New Zealand.
Look at Fiji, bro.
Yeah, you have so you have Fiji.
Easter Island was conquered a long time ago, huh?
Yes.
And those people took over, like they got weapons from the British, and they started taking over other Hawaiians too, huh?
Yes.
The other place.
Yes. Well, that's the thing, man, is that they're finding these islands, they're leaving maps, and then the Europeans are finding them.
Is Easter Island that island where the chief there depleted all his resources and cut down all his trees to the point where there were no more?
I think that is the one. I
And
do
then
know
they
that Easter Island looks
either
very
disappeared.
barren.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That
He wanted
the
something
whole
crazy.
the whole people disappeared.
Yeah.
And that's all that was left was
All
these
this.
statues. So you know those things are like they're just half up. Like it's not just heads; their bodies are buried underneath the
Yeah,
ground.
because when I was writing that I read that book guns something in guns
Guns and butter.
guns
Oh,
guns powder and whatever. It was the beginning of of the conquering stuff, and they started off in Easter Island, bro. So those people, their king or whatever, he when he was building all those statues, they depleted all their resources, bro. They had no more trees.
That's what you were talking about when we were in the kitchen, and you said
But that was
you were kind of referring to something like
but
that.
they did the same thing.
Right.
They wanted to build he wanted a big statue built
Uh-huh.
in his honor, and they cut down all the trees, and there was nothing else left.
And then they had no resources because they were fucking stupid because they didn't have.
That's what I thought about the Hawaiian were really smart enough to do that.
Really smart. Really.
They'll cut a tree, but they were a plant one a year ago.
And again, I expressed this, man. Like I didn't know anything about Hawaii until you want to do this, and so I went and got a book, and I was like, oh man, this is a 12-hour book. I'm gonna have to do all this work again, and I can't. Maybe it's gonna be boring because sometimes it's boring. Like baseball, reading about baseball, fucking boring. But reading about this, bro, was like, this is an amazing group of people, man. Like I gotta express, their government lasted 100 years after Kamehameha established it. They were living in huts.
Did they had a caste system, or what's it called?
Yeah, it's a caste system.
What do they call it?
A serf system.
No, the one in Hawaii, Koaka.
I don't remember the
Kua is like the way they live. Like if you're a warrior,
the social structure is called the caste system in the same way. It doesn't have a name.
you said the name earlier. Their government.
Oh, the Alihi. Like the Alihi is their government.
But it was like a word, Koaka, something like that.
Kahuna?
No, Koa'a. It's like their structure where you're gonna be a warrior. That's it. Your whole family's gonna be warriors. That's it. No,
I know what you're talking about. The I'm sorry. Yes, the Kappa system.
The Kappa system. That's what it is.
The Kapu system. And this is an important. I hate to move forward a little bit, but this is a very important thing because the Kapu system is what made Hawaii. And it was, and it was already established, but that's the system that Kamehameha used to rule Hawaii with. And part of the problem is that, again, women were commodities. So it was like, hey, I want those headphones. I'll send you 2 women for yeah, exactly.
These are bows, bro.
I'll send you 1.5.
And a knife. Just to give
so
you
when Kamehameha died, and his wife is in these episodes. His first wife, who actually didn't bear him any children, takes over a little bit. He leaves his son, who's a little bit lazy and doesn't want to fucking be a king, really. So she kind of slips in and is like, look, we're too archaic with how we treat women. We can't even eat together. So I say we get rid of the Kappa system, and how we do it is me and you have lunch together in front of our people. That way, and so that smashed apart the Kappa system almost immediately. But also the island was kind of ready to get rid of it. But the problem is that once they got rid of the Kappa system, it left a vacuum for a religion. And so that's when you have Christianity come in. And Christianity,
Protestant.
What's that?
Protestants,
yes. And they come in, dude, Calvinists to be exact. And they come in really quick and they offer to help. They offer to help establish the island. And so far, white intervention has kind of been a gift, because after Cook leaves, right, now Europeans start showing up, and there is a little bit of tension between the islanders and white people, but the islanders want guns, and the white people need fresh water, salt, and pigs to eat. So there's a bit of a relationship that's starting to happen here. And
you think Spaniards left pigs there?
Yes, they would do the same thing that we talked about during the pirates.
So the pirates, they must have left pigs there back in the day to wander.
Well, they did, and that was the thing, is that's what Kamehameha, when he first started. So after Cook leaves, there's actually a 7-year gap between the next time someone shows up, and that next person is going to be a guy named George Vancouver. And he shows up and decides to help Kamehameha. And Kamehameha is like, look, dude, I'll give you guys some of our land. I'll give the British some of our land if you give me a warship. And Vancouver tries to please him with pigs and shit. And he's like, no, fuck pigs. I need fucking guns and I need warships. And this is really Kamehameha's. That's why the
Hey, that fool shows up to another island, fights, and then blasts those fools, huh?
Yes.
Maui.
So check this out. Okay, this is a dope story. So there's this other ship that comes in called the
Cockblocka.
The Cacablanca. There's a ship called the Eleonora. That's captained by this guy named Metcalf. And
Captain Metcalf.
and there's, as they're sleeping, some natives steal a boat, and he finds out who steals the boat.
A cutter.
So he gets pissed. He tells the chief, you bring me 3 pigs and so many women or whatever, and we'll call it a day. And so the chief shows up with the people, and he tells the people, come on up in front here. Come up in front of my boat. It's okay. We're fine. We're good. All these families come up, and kids and adults and wives and husbands, and they get up in front of the boat, and he blasts them. He kills 100 of them in like a couple of shots. And so that pisses off the another local chief. That guy takes off. And that's on the Eleonora. The sister ship of that is run by his son, another Metcalf, that pulls in called the Fair American.
And he didn't know what he came in not knowing what his dad had done, huh?
No. Yes.
He had no idea what his dad had done.
Right. He has no idea what his dad has done, but that chief is pissed. So he kills the whole fucking ship except for one guy. And that guy's name is.
And they kept 3 guys, and they told those 3 guys, listen, man, you can either join those motherfuckers and die,
right,
or you're gonna teach us how to shoot guns.
Right.
You're gonna teach us how to make boats,
right,
and you're gonna teach us how to fucking melt metal.
But he also says in return, and actually one dude comes from that ship, another dude comes from the American ship, but they're both from those ships, that group of ships. And Kamehameha keeps the Fair American. But he says, I'm going to do all what you just said, but in return, you either get death if you say no, or you get to have pieces of land. I'm going to give you land, I'm going to give you women, and I'm going to give you gold. And so fucking...
That reminds me of the old joke, bro, where, listen, man, you're either going to die, or we're going to make a canoe out of you. And that guy goes, fuck you. And then they make a canoe out of him. Then they get down to the Mexican guy, right? Hey, homie, you're going to be a canoe or you're going to die? So that fool gets 2 knives and starts stabbing himself, right? And he goes, what are you doing? You ain't making no canoe out of me, Holmes. I think that's where the joke comes from.
It's where it started. The origination of that joke started in Hawaii. Yeah, so that's the thing is that, he hires these 2 guys by the name of Isaac Davis and John Young. And John Young pops up in the TV show, but he's kind of got a different role. But he is teaching them English. But those are his gunners. And then they have a gun. They steal the cannon off the Fair American and they put it on a canoe. And they call that gun the Kalekia, I think.
I tripped out of that, bro, when I read about them doing that, bro. Like nothing against no other natives from any country. Like, we don't know what you did.
Right.
We don't know what you did because especially in America, they will never write it down if a Native American.
No, this is.
They will never write down that a crazy Apache warrior.
Right.
Stole a Gatling gun.
Right.
And rode on horseback with another guy and were blasting the cavalry.
No shit.
But if that happened, they will never write it down.
Find out. We're not going
to
find out.
know because you can't write.
What did you say that in Spanish before?
What?
About the people who win victories, right? History.
Or the winner, right? Los ganadores escriben la historia.
And that's exactly.
Yeah.
That's the
The
thing.
winners write the history.
The
Bro.
winners write the history, and we're not going to hear, and we're definitely not going to hear, because natives didn't have a writing system. I don't think they sang and they told each other stories, which is how most
I could just picture those Hawaiians, bro.
Most societies did that.
Like telling the history, the medicine man, and everybody laughing,
Right.
like being funny about it, going, man, there was one time where this white motherfucker showed up and we thought he was a god. And then we really thought he was a god, man. But then that fool came back 7 years later and we stabbed him.
Right, and that's the. I think we should finish that
Finish
story.
that story, bro.
Okay.
But let's talk more about, we're getting too much about how obsessed Hawaiians were with fucking metal.
With metal, yeah.
And how.
Because that's what this is about.
And every
really.
historian, it is what I mean, how the winner write the history, because if it were written by Hawaiians would not be saying, yeah, we were good thieves.
Right. Yes. Well, because that's
We were good thieves.
Dude, thank you.
Nobody
Yes.
steals like us.
So when you read,
Like, nobody steals like us.
Right.
Like the guy who's telling the story, motherfucker, you're white. You guys stole everything. And you're going to talk shit about motherfuckers stealing nails off a boat?
Well, if you ask the natives why they were stealing nails or why they were stealing,
Necessity, bro.
is because out of necessity. But when they were stealing like the boats and the bigger things, it was out of rebellion. Like, get the fuck off our fucking lands.
Hey,
Because
but the guy Cook knew right away, bro, because he was telling. I remember there was a part where he said that he goes, these people are warriors.
right,
He goes, they know what we're here for.
right,
They're just being nice to us, so we're gonna be nice too.
right, yeah, and that's the thing, man. Is like,
Because they were testing them every second now.
well, they were testing him, and that was the thing, is that the Warriors knew that there was something up. The Warriors were like, I don't trust these guys.
First of all, man, you gotta show up with no bitches,
So Captain Cook,
right?
right,
That's the first thing native look at. There's a bunch of stinky ass fools, and there's no bitches.
well,
And we got all the bitches.
that was the problem, though, too, is that the women, so they thought he was a god. So the men, the common men, were sending their women to go have sex with these gods, because they were like, yeah, go have a god baby with these guys.
The guy came back pregnant.
God, bro. They came back with a lot of disease that ended up wiping out 85% of the population over the next 20, 30 years.
But that happened on the seventh trip, on the second time they came.
So the first time he comes, right, and he's revered as a god.
So I read that one where the native women will go on the boat and they're having a great time.
Yeah.
And then like the Hawaiians will swim under the boat and really take those nails
They're
out.
taking the nails out. And then also you have guys from the inside that are taking nails out as well to give to the women to have sex with them. But let's
nailed her.
Let's just
That's where this would be the clip right here, bro. This is where the word nailed, I nailed her come from, when they were trading nails for sex.
It might have been.
What happened, bro? I nailed her, bro. What, it cost you 3 nails? I saw one, bro. They were like these. The British were trading handcuffs for like 7 pairs,
Yes. Yeah.
like metal handcuffs.
Yeah. They were trading. Well, it was like, I'll give you 10 nails for 10 pigs, which is like astronomically like.
So
but
let's talk. Who was that warrior that they took on their boat, and that fool went to China and traded and came back with a cannon and gun and a barrel of gunpowder, and he actually read The Art of War. That's the guy. What's his name?
Kahuna. Hold on. Dude, this is what's crazy. Kahuna. I'm having such a hard time with the names because they're so difficult. But let's explain Captain Cook first, because Captain Cook, this is real quick.
Let's talk about his death.
Right, but let's talk about, I want to get to how he came so people understand the essence of, so he comes, they think he's a god.
They're in peace, by the way. That's
right,
very
they're
important.
in peace. They're in a mode of peace with each other. They think he's a god. He fucking eats for a while. They fuck a bunch of women. They take off later. They decide to go up north.
People are really dirty though, right? When they left,
Bro, he leaves so much disease behind. Like, again, his what I read was statistically he wiped out 85% of the population with just his visit alone. And this is like over a period of time. But anyway, he takes off, goes up tries to get to the North Pole. There's a huge wall of ice that's blocking him. So he's like, you know what? Let's go spend the winter back at the Sandwich Islands, which was now Hawaii, and chill. And so when he comes back, they're like, what the fuck? Why are you here? You're not supposed to be here. You're a god. You're supposed to have gone back to your cloud. And so that's when the Warriors are like, I knew they were full of shit, so let's fucking start fucking with them. And then they fight him, and then that's the thing, man, is that they're starting to fuck with him, and they steal one of his boats.
The cutter.
The cutter.
That's the boat that hangs out. By the way, if you've never seen a boat, an actual boat in a pirate ship, any kind of boat, there's always a boat, the big ship, and the cutters. The cutter is a little boat where they use that boat to go into land and anchor. And the thing was, a boat is only as good as its cutter.
Is that really what they say? No shit.
Yeah, because the cutter, I didn't know what a cutter was. I really thought that these fools took a whole ship and dragged it inside the jungle, bro. That's how fucking high I was.
Actually, the cutter's pretty huge.
But they took the cutter, bro, and that's probably the one they used for the gun.
Well, he put it on his canoes, which was crazy.
But that's crazy.
But yeah, so he tries to get the cutter back, and his idea is, I know what I'll do to get this cutter back, and then we could bounce. Let's kidnap the chief.
The chief.
And then they try to get the chief back to the boat, and then his people know what's up. They start to figure it out, and then there's a fight that kind of breaks out. There's a bunch that happens, but basically a fight breaks out, and someone comes from out of the corner, just like in prison, bro. Like, what's up, fool? And they fucking stab this guy, bro. They stab him right in the back of the neck twice. He dies.
With the same knife they traded, huh?
With the same knife that he traded with them earlier. And so the crew takes off and leaves the body.
That's why people never trade a knife
with natives
for bananas. To a guy that's 6'2".
I need to get my potassium right. So they kill him, and then his crew takes off back to the boat. And they're like, hey, man, like, fuck, what do we do? Like, if we fight these guys, we're going to lose.
And they wanted... They also wanted to retrieve Captain Cook's body, and the natives.
Oh my god!
They all wanted to take turns stabbing them.
Yeah,
it became a ritual.
They took turns stabbing him, and then on top of it, they because it's just part of a war ritual, is they strip the bones, and bones are important, bro. Bones
are important, just as noses and ears were fucking important during the gangs of New York.
Seriously, though, because the bones held mana, and that's what they're fighting for, is mana. Mana is a magical resource that the braver and stronger the warrior is, the more mana they have. And if you have a lot of mana and I kill you, I reap your mana. Your hair has your mana, and your bones carry your mana as well. So bone preservation is huge. In the show, I don't know if you got to the part where they hand him the bag of bones, and it's a big deal. And me and my girl were laughing because it looked like a little stuffed animal with googly eyes, but it was a bag of his bones, because the flesh rots, and for some reason I think they just know that it's diseased. So they they cook the body in a flame, and then like ribs, they just pull the meat right off the bones. And then they keep the bones, and then the bones are part of the mana. And that's why you see again in the show, I like referencing the show because it's really accurate. They have a tower of bones. You see...
Yeah, man, that guy, that actor, Tamora Morrison. Look up that actor,
yes.
Tamora Morrison, which is like the most baddest Maori actor in the whole wide world.
Kaikila is who he plays, who is the god...
War?
Is a chief named after the god of thunder.
That fool kills everybody, dog.
He kills a lot of people. And
him right there, bro. Yes. Look him up in a movie called Once When We Were Warriors, and show the video of him beating up a biker, bro. Yeah, bro, it's a badass movie, bro.
This is that Maori movie.
Yeah, that's him, bro. That's Jakey Jake.
Yes, I saw this movie. I just laughed at there's a
And they're
scene.
both in the movie, bro. All these people are in
that's
the
right.
movie.
Yeah. It was a great movie, by the way.
Anyways, all these actors are in that movie.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a limit, but Kahekili is the god of thunder, and so this guy who's the king of Maui, the chief of Maui, he models himself after him, and he paints himself. He tattoos his whole half body black.
That's that guy.
Yeah, and that's Kahekili is his name.
So these natives, they're messing with tattoos, huh?
The tattoos have a lot of meaning. Their fins or their shark teeth. And so they have a lot of meaning. I don't understand really what they mean. I'm sure they all have a different thing, but I think you probably get them as you move along as a warrior, and your tattoos are.
What was the name of that? 'Cause there was a part where they showed up, and the warriors wanted to show their fighting skills, and they had this crazy battle, bro.
Oh, they have a fist fight.
That's the one you told me about. They break bones and shit.
Yeah. They have
a fist fight to the end, huh?
Bro, this is a recreational activity too. This isn't like, let's have this chief have his best guy and your
just
chief
wrestle, bro.
Bro, it's me and you. Let's go box on the beach, and if you break a couple of my bones, no problem. It's like, and they would do that. They would fight like that, and that's one of the things they showed. So
hey. He did that, how Chief of War, when that guy threw in those spears at him,
yeah,
he does break that guy's finger and his wrist and his elbow, huh?
Yes, that shows how they fight.
And then he stuck a spear through his shoulder to fix the problem, huh?
Give him a puto mark.
A puto mark, huh?
Let him know, hey, dude, now everybody knows he got defeated in a friendly battle.
But he also fixed the thing for him, huh? With a pole?
No.
Oh,
no.
I thought he was doing surgery with him,
He
too.
did that guy no favors, bro. That guy will never throw a fucking spear again in his life. But that's the price you pay.
That's what I tripped out on when that they had no metal on their weapons, bro.
They didn't need it.
But their other, you did notice that once they got guns,
right,
they weren't as ready to fight like before.
Right. Well, they started to get fat, and they started, like, if you look at Kamehameha before he dies, he's largely unhealthy because
he was eating white people, bro.
Westernization happens really quickly,
and now they just drop spam on them.
Well, that's a World War II thing, but yeah, I mean that's the thing, man. Is it's in a way it's
so Hawaii were never conquered, just colonized.
They were colonized but never conquered.
Yeah, because there's another island, bro, where in Fiji where they fucking fought and they never lost.
Fuck yeah, they didn't, dude. Yeah, that's the thing is like
Fiji has never been like conquered or colonized.
You know, the thing is that you got to look at it is like, what's it worth? You know, what is it worth if I fucking, because like all Hawaii is to me right now as a conqueror is a spot where I can get water, salt, and like the only real thing that's valuable for me is sugar, and that doesn't.
But there it is, bro.
That doesn't become a high commodity until, you know,
they wanted that
until
Fiji
the
water.
like the mid 1800s. So there's no real need to conquer these people for what they could do to us. You know, like that was the thing is that Captain Cook's men were like, we can go exact our revenge on these guys, but they're gonna kill half of us before we can do anything.
So not worth it.
It's not worth it. And that's the thing is like, especially when you have fierce fighters, you know, natives, man, these poor guys, especially like you talk about the Native Americans up north were in Washington, those were really peaceful nations. Those were not beefing nations because there was no necessity. You know, and that's the thing is that's what's kind of different about the Hawaiians is that they're fighting over land even though they have necessity. They're more fighting over just territory at this point when we pull up on them because there's no need for food.
When they got united, if they get united for war against the British or just to get united?
There's different theories on what Kamehameha was thinking, but his thought was, look, you know, because that was the thing is that the Kamehameha, when you think about what he did after he gained guns, and he went around and conquered, you know, in a way, you know, is like another conqueror. He took over all the territories to make them all his. But I think it's naturally what we do. But also in his mind, he was saying, look, I need to conquer and unite us before they get here. Because if they get here and we're not united, then we're going to be conquered. And so in a way, he did know that, and that's the story that the Hawaiians tell of Kamehameha. No one really knows what he was.
He read The Art of War. I read that.
The other guy did. The guy who, Kaikili.
I heard that Kaikili went and actually he was the first Hawaiian to step into China. And he traded over there. And he came back with a fucking gunpowder.
Yes.
Because they were tripping out. They were like, well, man, after a while, they were noticing, man, it's going to bring back a lot of gunpowder to the islands.
That's the thing is that Kamehameha knew... he was worldly by the time he showed up, huh? Well, Kamehameha knew that guns, and because Kamehameha also had an interest in guns, and then the guy who plays Kayana, not Kaikili. Kaikili is the old guy with the tattooed face. Kayana comes back from China. He's also gone to other countries as well, and he comes back and he meets Kamehameha, and Kaikili is from Maui and what's the other island who wanted to conquer, right? And he goes, hey man, I'm into guns too. If you're into guns, let's fucking take this guy out because he's fucking bad guy, because when Kaikili took Oahu, he killed his own prodigy. He killed his own king.
Yeah.
In order to gain that island. He was like, and in the show and in real life, he lies to Kayana.
He lies, huh?
He lies to get him to come out, and Kayana is like, that's the thing, bro, is like Kayana is a real character in real life. Like at least 10 or 11 different captains wrote about him and how big and fierce he was, but also how good looking he was. And that, and that was the thing, man, is that you have this good looking warrior who is on a ship going from place to place, and he's wearing his garb, and he's very confident in who he is. He doesn't give a fuck about nobody else. And then he comes back, and and he's a major influence on Kamehameha. Also, granted, Kamehameha is a huge influence. Like the TV show does a good job of highlighting Kayana thus far because we're only 4 episodes in. But dude, you cannot take away what Kamehameha did and who he was, because he was also, and again, this is a real prophet. I don't know if the prophecy is real in itself, but Kamehameha was born under a shooting under the comet, and there was a prophecy that whoever that was going to be a king slayer. And this is what's the most interesting about this, is because his dad, who birthed him, was a king maker, meaning he made all these kings, and he would establish lands and make kings, and what was scary for everybody was that Kamehameha was the king slayer, which actually ended up being overall true, because after his death, there was no more kings of Hawaii. There was a guy that sat there for a while, and like there was a few more kings, his sons and stuff, but there was no more other lords. There was no more battles. Like Hawaii was at peace with itself.
Who initiated Aloha?
Aloha, the
whole piece, Aloha. There was a part where I read that some king initiated the Aloha.
Ooh, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, man, you know the good vibes.
Yes.
Aloha, let's go about be peaceful.
Well, yeah, I know that Aloha is it is a greeting that they came up with. It's not attributed to a single inventor, it says. It has evolved over centuries and is deeply rooted in the Proto-Polynesian language, meaning it predates the modern Hawaiian language. So Aloha isn't even actual Hawaiian. The word itself is believed to have originated from the Proto-Polynesian word karafa, which also meant love, pity, or compassion. It represents a
Alo means sharing, and Oha means joy.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
Luna Lilo, bro, the 6th monarch of the Kingdom of Hawaii, from his election on January 1873 until his death a year later.
Oh, he was a quick. Died of tuberculosis. That's the other thing, man, is like, after Captain Cook came, he brought disease and sickness. And it
grossed me out, bro, that part where Captain Cook is telling his dirty-ass sailors that he knows are full of diseases.
Don't go out there.
They're sick and they have venereal diseases.
Right.
And I'm like, don't go out there, motherfucker.
Don't give these people your disease.
And I just kept thinking about when white people showed up to the island again, and they're asking them, like, have you seen other people like us? And they're all saying no.
Right.
But they all have cold sores, bro.
Right. Yes.
So they know they could just tell they're lying.
That could tell they're lying. Like that, dude. Did you read that in the same book? Did you?
Yeah, but I just know because they're full of diseases, and there's some of the words are coughing. I mean, if you're an outsider, you know there's been us here already.
Yes. Yes. That's how they would know.
They would
For
know.
the longest time, that's how they could tell if they got to an island. Because they also, they're not going to tell the truth. They're going to.
And also, man, like you're looking at these warriors, and then at the end, there's a little Louis C.K. looking motherfucker right there.
I saw
with
that.
a spear.
I saw that.
Because I read somewhere, right? This is way off, but like the kilt, it was inspired from the Hawaiian lei, bro.
It was.
Because they had seen it.
Right. And it was a lot easier because it was form-fitting for fighting.
So they must have seen it, bro.
Yes. But, well, that's the thing, man, is that, like, I wonder how many inventions we have that came from the islands like that. It'd be an interesting thing to look up because...
It's weird, bro. I did a show one time at the Stevens Steakhouse, and it was St. Patrick's Day, and they had Polynesian dancers. At the show, and I was wondering, like, what's the connection?
That's probably the connection.
Well, look it up, bro. Connection with Polynesian dancers and Irish people.
I think it's Scottish.
Scottish.
People. And I think Captain Cook. There is a significant Scottish moment here, and I can't remember because Captain Cook comes from. I mean, he represents England, but he could very much well be Scottish.
What is that?
Geographic proximity and culture exchanges in Hawaii. The presence of a vibrant Celtic community and Irish dance group in Hawaii demonstrates an instance where Irish culture thrives alongside and potentially interacts with the strong Polynesian culture influences in the islands. That makes a lot of sense because they're both like right? Are they islanders? Or is that no?
Yeah, because I was wondering too, man. Like in Gangs of New York.
Yes.
That Irish motherfucker had a big club, bro.
Yes.
And I recognize that club right there right away, bro.
And that's the club's like show a Hawaiian club, I guess. Because that's the club. And again, man, like Hawaiians out of lack of necessity didn't need firearms. In fact, to them, the more like you would fight with each other with hands and like, and the weapons were part of it, but a lot of it was like hand-to-hand combat.
Imagine, bro.
Look at that thing. Yeah, look at that thing. And it, dude, if you get
they had
my God. Yeah, and then they had that's the other thing, man, is that in that movie
flies.
In that show as well, they're called flingers.
The women were using them, bro.
The women use flingers, and that was a real weapon. Like I play this.
Will they throw rocks or what? Or
yeah, it's boulders, and it's refined boulders. Like it's not just. That was the thing is they didn't just pick up a rock and throw it because in your mind you go these third world people,
that's
whatever.
Crazy, man.
But they would carve the boulders to be aerodynamic.
That's one thing about guns, man. They brought like instant death, bro. No suffering.
Right. Yeah. No.
Because like this guy just broke your neck, but now he's beating you with a
and that's
mallet.
The thing is like, okay, you get your arm broken, then you get your back broken because that was the other thing is one of the moves that they do is once you were on your stomach, he would get on you, your opponent would get on you, and then pull your neck up until your back broke. And then you're laying there with a broken back. You're probably not dead yet.
Remember history for Foos wrestling? That's called a Boston Crab. Or if you're
the camel clutch,
or you're the camel clutch, or if you're the hockey talk man, that's the shake, rattle, and roll.
Yeah. So imagine that, bro. That's like it's crazy to like break someone in half. And that's the other thing is they taught themselves how to punch someone in the back at a point in the spine that the spine would break easier.
I gotta learn that one.
They would learn how to eye gouge, rip the tongue out, like with the fish hook move. That's a Polynesian thing.
I thought it was called a Colombian necktie.
That's a Colombian thing.
But without doing the gene and the breeding, they could have never accomplished this.
Right.
Because they have to breed just like the Spartans had to breed.
Dude, the island people are necessarily island people are generally, not necessarily, they're generally smaller because island is if you go to an island, right? Your apples on the apple trees are going to be smaller. Your bananas on the banana trees are going to be smaller. For some reason, islands create smaller fruits and smaller. So like the pygmies were small. And then there's stories about the Menahunis, which were like a tiny tribe of people. So yeah, they were genetically modifying themselves to be stronger and bigger. And that's why you go to like Samoa or Tonga or Hawaii, and you just have these dudes that are as big as me and you are.
Have you ever seen that movie Clan of the Bear or The Quest for Fire?
No, that sounds amazing though.
In the Quest for Fire, there's these two cavemen. They saw a modern man somewhere make fire, right? And then they saw, and the guy saw it, and he went to go look for the fire, bro. That's his whole quest, was to go look and learn how to make fire. So along the way, he meets another tribe where they're smaller, and they size him up, right? Boom, boom. They size him up, and they realize how big he is, right? So they make his ugly friend right there fuck all the fat chicks, bro, in the tribe.
Oh, wow.
Because they know that they're going to have bigger
babies.
Bigger baby later. Yeah. So they screw him. He screwed at least 20 of them.
Well, that's eugenics.
And then, but that's how advanced those cave people were.
Right.
That they knew not to kill this guy, and they fed him, and he impregnated all the hardworking ladies.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Well, and that's
then they left. They left, and then he ended up finding fire somewhere else. He met another tribe where they're more modern, and the hottest chick there, she taught him how to take fire, and they brought her over to his fucking land, whatever.
Right.
But that's something that I guess I don't know if it's a human need to do this, but it works for them, and I think Hitler was trying to do that too with the German soldiers.
Well, Hitler was very much trying to do eugenics.
What they're trying to do now in America too by making abortion illegal
and intravenous.
Because a lot of white women are not going the same route as 1940 women, where I'm gonna go to college and then come back and stay home and breed babies instead of having a career.
Right.
So that was like, but all the other nationalities are still having babies, bro, like us.
Right.
Like we're the
black. Well, what's the hope?
We're like our wife, because we come up like Latinos, you know, if we want to go call us natives, we come from a place where it's okay to be pregnant and still work in the fields, you know, and have a baby and still be creative in life.
You carry the baby on your back and you still work.
But now, man, people don't think that way. They think they're like, I'm free, bro. I'm not caught in this caste system. If I don't want to have a baby, I don't have a baby.
People do not, yeah, and I mean that's.
I was thinking also how the caste system works for that time and period.
Well, yeah,
because you can't have motherfuckers want to be philosophers and want to do stand-up comedy when we need warriors.
Right. Like us. Me and you would make great warriors if we were in good health and we and focused, and like, let's say we didn't want to be comedians. Let's let's flash this back to Azteca or like whatever, or Montezuma or whoever the fuck you want. What was his name? The guy who's in charge of the Aztecs? Not Montezuma.
Tenochtitlan, something like that.
Yeah, Tenochtitlan, right? And let's say me and you aren't going to be the storytellers. Ray's going to be the storyteller. Like, you know, but me and you are going to be sent out, probably not even to the fields. We're going to be sent out to be warriors because we're big. And not only that, is they're going to make us breed. They're going to make us have like 10 wives, and we're going to have to fuck
also,
all
I
of them.
I don't have lived this long unless I'm a royalty.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, though. But you can fight. I don't know how it worked in Aztec, but you could, in certain different tribes, you could work your way up from being a warrior to a warrior king. You know, which is how a lot of conquering happened. Was like this guy was like, hey, I'm fucking stronger than this stupid king.
I probably would have died in my 30s, bro, coughing good blood, building these pyramids, bro.
It's too hot.
I would have been coughing asbestos, bro.
I would have not.
Pyramids.
I would have died, bro. I would have been too lazy. They would have because I would have been like, dude, where's the air conditioning here? I'm not.
Hell no, bro. You the way you look, bro, there would have been drawings of you, bro, in the pyramids, bro. Like every 6 years, you'll come back, bro, with a new story. People, he goes, there he is. Like people will grab their vagina, bro, and slap it on your back, bro, to honor you. Men will bow to you, bro. They'll look at you and go, you should run for Senate and give the power back to the people.
Yeah. Not me.
Your name would have been Terrible something, bro.
Butch the Terrible. I felt like I would have been a good pirate. I definitely felt like I would have been a good pirate. I don't think I would have been a good Aztec warrior, though.
I would have been a good, that guy that works under the king, bro, a serf.
Yes. Or his advisor. Advisor is, like, to me, is the most important role.
Because different king, same advisor.
Right. But the advisor, see, that's the thing, man, is like, I read, this is one of my favorite things in East of Eden, is there's this Asian dude who's the assistant to the main character. And he speaks fake pidgin. Like, he's speaking like this on purpose to make everyone think he's from China. And he's actually from San Francisco. And this guy catches him in the act and goes, hey, bro, you're a smart guy. What the fuck, dude? You could read. And this is during, 1920s, early 1800s, when we weren't reading. Everybody was reading. You could read. You talk great English. Why are you a fucking servant to this guy? And he's all, because that's the most important role you could become to a powerful person. Because I'm his voice. I'm the voice in his ear. I'm the guy that fucking tells him what he should do. I'm the first person he comes to when he wants advice. He doesn't even go to his advisors first. He comes to me.
Yeah, bro.
Because I spend so much time with him.
That was Samuel Jackson's role in that movie.
It is. And honestly, it is.
He had the biggest. People always laugh at Samuel Jackson's role, but he was higher than everybody on that field. And if Leonardo DiCaprio's father was alive, he'll be higher than him. Right.
Yeah, that's the thing, is he wielded so much power.
Because he probably was there when his grandfather was there.
He was an advisor. He was a great, and again.
And you need that guy. He'll be like, goes, hey, what's going on out there? Well, man, you got a couple of these fucking, you got these crackers not wanting to do their job.
Right. And that's the thing, is like, what would you do, bro? If you lived like we think now, like, okay, bro, you're in a gang, you're in a jail and prison, and you start to be a rat so you could have a better life. I think that's a little different than if you're a slave living like shit, getting your ass whipped to the point where your skin pops open and your bones break, to like, you know what? I'm going to be a little rat and I'm going to live inside the house. And at some point I'm going to be an advisor and I'm going to have all the food, everything I want. This mansion is pretty much mine now.
Must spit in this guy's food.
What would you choose? Would you be like, no, I'm going to go be with the people, fucking eating scraps? Like, that's the thing, man, is like, I kind of, you watch Samuel's character and you love to hate him. I know I do. I love hating that guy. But when you think about it and you get down to it, you're like, that guy worked really hard for that role. And that guy worked really hard to be there. And that guy had really no choice but to do that.
What else is he going to go?
What else is he going to do? Right, exactly.
Like, if he was going to quit and get another job like that?
Well, yeah, you're the most powerful guy, pretty much. You're a black dude in the time of slaves, and you're the most powerful person on this ranch next to the owner of the ranch.
That's why the guy in the horse was a threat.
Yes, exactly. It's a threat. And again, that was what was so smart about our white conquerors here on the mainland, is that they made us think that to this day, they make us think that each other is a threat, right? But that wasn't what was happening in Hawaii. It was like, you know what? Let's fight half the year to learn how to fight each other. And then the other half, let's just chill, fucking eat food, not war with each other. And then we'll go back at it again in a few months.
Man, when you watch the white man show up to one of these lands for the first time, they always showing up when nobody is expecting them and shit. I wonder if they ever. I didn't see that boat from far away.
No,
bro.
and well, you don't know what it is either. Like you see it coming,
and it's getting closer.
What do you do?
And these fools come out, bro, speaking this strange language.
Right. And there isn't just white guys on this ship.
And then,
there's black guys.
There's black guys.
And they don't know, like...
A very diverse boat.
Very diverse.
But natives knew right away, bro, like watching their reactions. Because they had that one dude just looking, bro.
Right.
Counting guns, counting everything, bro. And even Captain Cook knew that guy was counting their guns and checking how much manpower they have immediately.
Right.
So they're warriors.
They're warriors. And they're both eyeballing each other going like, well, what do you got? What do you got? You know, it's like...
These fools stink, bro.
Bro, I used to think that men were more brotherly and more cool with each other than women were. Because I would see men when we walk by each other, we're like, hey, what's up, dog? What's up? And like we see each other, hey man, hey, and we talk to each other at the store sometimes. And women
sometimes say what's up, they don't say nothing. Well, fuck you then.
So my dad pointed this out, and he goes, you know what? Because I go, that's why men rule the world and women don't. That was my thought process back then. My dad goes, you're full of shit. I'll tell you why we do this. He's all, because men are more insecure. Because I need to know what you're up to. If you're standing behind me at the store and I go, hey, what's up? I'm not doing it to be friendly with you. I'm doing it to see what you're up to. You know, and men size each other up all the time like that, and that's how we do it. You know, and I thought about that. I'm like, holy fuck, we do that, dude. Like, as soon as I get on the train, I look around to see who my biggest threat is, and then I try to sit away from him, especially if it's a crazy person.
I sit behind him, bro, so I could choke him, bro.
So you can establish dominance right off the bat?
Usually when I go into a subway, bro, or a Metrolink,
yeah,
I look for the guy with the boombox.
Okay.
And I sit next to him.
Really?
And then when people start getting loud, I go to him, I got your back. But I really don't, bro. I'm going to bust that boombox over his head, dog.
You're going to use it as a weapon.
One time I did that, bro. I told some guy when I was in my 20s, I got your back, bro. I got your back. And then and then out of nowhere, bro, fuck this guy.
And he
undercover.
Why? What did he do?
You don't live in our neighborhood. Who is this guy?
You're not part of this island.
You're
not part of my tribe.
He was talking shit at our liquor store, bro.
Right.
We shopped there, bro. We never seen this guy cashing his check and then arguing.
I love how tribal we still are as human beings. Because that's exactly it. That same thing happened, you know, however long Captain Cook came ago, like hundreds of 1,000 years ago, whatever, 100 years ago, hundreds of years ago. That's the same fucking thing.
I would trip out when like the winners, you know, the winners of this say, well, we traded with the natives. No. They say, give me that gun for that. You said no.
Right.
I'm pretty sure they want to trade for that gun. You said no.
You said no.
Then you lowered them down. And that's how they knew you were a problem.
Well, he was.
Give me a gun.
They were trying to get guns from him, and he refused.
No,
He refused. And then George Vancouver comes along, and even he refuses at some point. But Kamehameha is like, look, these are the Hawaiian Islands. At some point, you're going to want to have access to these. I'll give you access. Just give me a fucking bunch of guns and a boat, so me and my friends can fucking conquer these islands.
Did you know first native that grabbed the gun, shot himself in the face?
No.
Is
that really that's a true story?
I'm making it up. Do you think he?
Okay.
Because I know I would. I'm going to tell you that about that. You're talking about you and I will be warriors. I said no, man. I'm the type of warrior that'll kill five colonizers, and then grab that gun and shoot myself playing with it.
Why?
And then everybody will be like, okay, that's a gun. And then there'll be a picture of me on a cactus somewhere or on a tree like this. Who's that? Oh, that's Felipe shoot him off himself.
That's your last name? Shoot him up himself.
There goes my friend. Bang, bang. So, man, it took him a long time, to settle this island,
Well,
Because you know they settle the West like this.
okay, so after Cook leaves, Kamehameha is the nephew to the chief, and the chief leaves his son when the chief dies, which is like maybe 2 years later.
Are they, when they die, they just made an island out of them,
No, no,
according to Paul Rodriguez.
no. He dies, and he leaves his son in charge of the tribe. And this guy's in charge of Hawaii right now, okay? There's only one other enemy on the other south end of the island, which is another great story that Kamehameha gets into. But Kamehameha is made god of our chief of war, which is a fucking powerful fucking thing to be. So he kind of disrespects his cousin right away, because his cousin there's this thing called a haya or a heya, and it's a little cave where it's an altar where they bring things and they pray to the gods, and so the son brings food to his dad's body in the altar in the heya. And Kamehameha comes in and does it before he does, and then picks up the body to present it to the gods, which is his son's job. That creates a rift between the two of them that doesn't last long, because the son's best friend goes after Kamehameha's guy, and then he gets murdered. Kamehameha's friend murders him, and then it's not long where Kamehameha just takes out his son. And then Kamehameha is chief of Hawaii. And then Kamehameha's next job is to go fight Maui. He wants to take Maui. He goes and he has a couple battles with Kilauea, but Kilauea fights him off. And so then Kamehameha sends him a declaration of war. Not a declaration of war, but he sends him 2 stones, a black and a white, and says, you send back a white if you want peace, or send back a black one. And Kilauea says, we're not ready for war yet. So don't even fucking go back home and don't fuck around. You got shit that you need to handle, because there's a guy right now taking over your villages back in Hawaii. Because Kilauea wants a solid person to fight. So Kamehameha has to go back to Hawaii because there's a guy that's taking over his villages. So Kamehameha goes to fight him. And this is the last guy that he has to fight over for Hawaii, for the island of Oahu. They fight, nothing comes of it, but Kamehameha has so much luck in his story as well, because this dude dies on the way back home. He takes his whole village back through the valley of where's that the big what's the big volcano on Hawaii? Krakatoa, yes.
That's Krakatoa.
So he takes him through the valley of Krakatoa. Krakatoa explodes. And there's only a few people left, because that's who tells this story of this village. And they go, look, dude, they made it. They made it through the fucking through the gas and the heat of the volcano, because they're in perfect shape. And when they roll up on them, they're just ash statues of themselves. And so it wipes out almost the entire village. So Kamehameha takes that village right away, and now he is the Lord of Hawaii. Now he is in charge of all of Hawaii. His next goal is to take Maui and Kauai. And so that's where you see this show start in Chief of War, is where Kamehameha is getting ready to become king and take Maui. And then that's the other thing, bro, is I'm not trying to give any spoilers away here, but I mean, this is, if Momoa is sticking to true history, there's no battle between Kamehameha and Kilauea, because Kilauea dies of natural causes, I think, but they don't fight. He dies. Yeah. And then he leaves his 2 sons in charge. This ends anticlimactically, really. It does. Because he leaves his 2 sons in charge, and then Kilauea's 2 sons fight over Maui. And during that fight over Maui is when Kamehameha comes in and takes half of Maui, and then there's this other half left, and there's this great battle between him and his last...
Mauna Loa is the name of
Mauna Loa, yeah, Mauna Loa. Okay.
Krakatoa was Indonesian. It was...
That one was huge. Yes.
In the whole wide world.
Mauna Loa. Sorry, my bad.
And it's still burning.
It is still burning. Yo, well, that's because Hawaii, the island, the big island, Oahu, it's the youngest island out of the island chains. So, like, Maui's is dormant, and I think the other one is too. And then, but the one on the mainland is still cracking. But anyway, there's this dope battle that happens between the the last son of Kilauea and Kamehameha. And it's dope in the way that they fight him all the way to this 1,000-foot cliff, and Kamehameha just pushes all his men over the cliff. He just kills them and pushes them over the cliff, and then that's it. That's the end of it, man. There's no more real battles after that. That's the final battle of Maui, and now all Kamehameha has to do is take Kauai. And he goes to take Kauai, and a big storm happens and pushes him back, and he faces a lot of loss.
I'm gonna start another war in Hawaii, bro.
Okay.
Because I was booked in a show in Honolulu with Paul Rodriguez.
Okay.
And some other fool booked me for a show in Hilo.
Okay.
The day before.
Uh-oh.
So I went to Hilo.
Okay.
And the guy in Honolulu was pissed.
Oh, really? You're starting tribal wars out there. Yeah.
But these guys do island hop, bro, but with a plane now.
That's so fucking fun, dude. I want to do that. That's the thing is I would love to
so
do.
So Hilo was called something else in the movie, in the show, huh?
I'm sure it is, because these are all new names. They had to switch the names around because like before Kamehameha, it was Hawaii, you had Oahu, you had Maui, and those were all different, basically, countries, or different tribes. And then he unites it. He unites everybody, and then there's still Kauai left. And
people live in peace forever.
Well, Kauai's like, look, bro, we know you want to attack us. And there's nothing we could do. You're too formidable for us. So let's make peace. I would like to still be king of Kauai, but you could rule over all the lands. Just leave me in power here.
You'll be a governor.
And that's what he did. That's basically what he did.
There's a part of the show where when they went to attack Hawaii, and they were all farmers.
Yes, when they go to Oahu and they attack. That's the thing, bro, is that
they're not even ready to fight.
They're not ready to fight.
Then the prince goes, I just wanted to be like you.
Kilauea was evil, bro. He was, he's made to look evil in this film, but he actually
more evil,
bro. He did so much fucking damage, dude. Like,
I thought when he went to Hawaii, this lady's telling a story that this fool murdered women and children there, bro.
Yes,
100. They weren't even armed.
Murdering women and children was not.
He was making like a tower out of bones.
Yeah, he made a tower. He made it's called a war shrine. And he made it out of so that particular battle that you saw where he cuts the king's neck and the king's like, I wanted to be like you. That guy is one of the old school chiefs who still like, Kamehameha didn't do this. Kilauea was one of the last ones to do this, where he would cook the bodies of his enemies after defeating them, and then he would rip the bones out.
That was the first luau.
And oh my God, bro. That's a bad luau. That's pretty.
Because when you go to a luau, it's a big celebration of aloha and drinks.
Right.
And they actually put a pig in the he gets cooked with coals under the ground.
Yeah. Well,
and when they pull him out, bones just fly out,
bro. You might be onto something with that. Because that's what they did to the enemies is they would roast them.
Yeah, the pig is roasted, bro.
And then they fucking pull the bones out and build the bone tower. That's what they would do. Dude, that's because they knew that the flesh was just flesh.
I mean, they did everything the same, minus the Mai Tai and the Hawaiian guy driving the bus with the horrible jokes.
Well, they had Pua or Kua, I can't remember what it's called.
They had that stuff, poi, forever,
Yeah,
and taro.
Not taro. What's it called? They have kava. So it's kava. And they called it something else in the movie, and they call it something else.
They were eating good, huh?
What is kava, bro? They ate so good on those islands because.
Look.
Yeah. Have you ever had this before? So they have kava bars all over LA. I've gone to a few of them. This shit is so fucking good, bro. This shit fucks you up, dude. It does. And I think they water it down at kava bars because the way that it made it sound, and then in the show, they fucking rub it on that shark, and the shark's all fucked.
Bro, I saw a Hawaiian guy. He made like an old-timey meal. And he got some green bananas, but he didn't wait for them to get raw. But they were like, normally they get black, right? But he just got raw green bananas, right?
Right.
And he boiled them with coconut milk and onions and fucking whatever else spices Hawaiian use.
Right.
And then he just mashed all the banana and ate it like that, bro. And it was full of flavor, but it was like a mashed potato.
Oh, wow, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. Bananas are basically
mashed potato.
Mashed potatoes when they're not yellow. Yeah, when they're green, they're just like a mush. Is that poi? I've never had poi.
I don't know if it's poi, but it was just bananas and onions.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird. Good for him.
But these folks were solid, huh?
They were solid, bro. These are warriors, and that's the thing is Kamehameha. So I read about him. Did you see that scene in Chief of War where they go underwater with stones?
Yeah.
And to see what they don't tell you is that Kamehameha did that, and then he walked all the way back across to where he lived, which was like 4 days away with that stone. Like he was strong. And that's the thing, bro, is like you gotta remember these guys, bro. You know, you look at natives now and any like native culture like ours, anybody that has indigenous roots, we're all fucking fat now. You know, we've had too much to eat. We've been Americanized, we've been westernized. You know, these guys were hiking constantly. They were working constantly.
It was that boat, bro, with a big old M flag. And that clown. And the purple guy in the boat. That guy is the one that fucked me up, bro. Mayor Big Mac.
The McDonald's boat came.
And they bombarded us with souvenirs.
They didn't give us weapons. They gave us Happy Meal toys.
That reminds me of a book I read a long time ago. You cannot stop the progress of time.
You can't. You can't. I've been saying this, bro.
No matter how you try to stop it with immigration, legal immigration,
right.
Taking people out, you cannot stop
we were having this conversation
of time, right?
Right.
People need to immigrate.
Right.
No matter what, we're always moving. Even whether you move legally or illegally,
right.
We're constantly moving.
You can't stop the tide of progress.
Can't.
And here's a
you can't stop, bro. What's coming? That's what the guy said. No country for all men. I'm afraid of what's coming. And that guy goes, you cannot change what was coming. You either adapt or you die.
Right. And there's that scene in Chief of War where he goes, You're doing all the white man things, and she goes, either you're going to or you're gonna die, you know. And she's basically saying like you need to get guns, you need to start warring like white people, you need to start trading like white people, because if you don't, your society will die. And we talked about earlier. We had a conversation earlier before we started this episode about AI, and Ray was saying he doesn't like AI. My girl's kids stopped talking to us for like almost half a day because me and my girl made AI caricatures of each other, and they're young and they're artists and they hate AI. But my thing is this: I could be against AI too, but it's still coming and it's still going to take over your job and our jobs, and we either adapt. And here's my thing, man, is like there are people who are writing jokes right now on AI, and they're going to be good jokes. But
sooner or later, AI will catch up.
Right, but they're not.
Or turn into a hack.
But this is the thing though, is that this is the thing. And my buddy Johnny C, shout out to Johnny. He's a tattoo artist and a comic, and he was saying like, I remember when the iPads first came out, and iPads, and people were tracing the tattoos on the iPads, and then all of a sudden there was this new birth of all these tattoo artists that were coming out, and we were tripping. But what started to happen is that they couldn't rise above their post artistically. So
you mean like people who don't actually use records to mix?
Right, exactly. So here's the thing, bro, is like you know, Ray, who's not a stand-up comedian, could go and have AI write a bunch of jokes, and he could go try to use them. But does he know that
AI is not going to teach you timing?
That's exactly what I'm saying, bro.
And AI is not going to teach you how to react when somebody tells you you're a hack, you suck.
Yes, exactly. So that's the thing, is like I'm not as afraid of the progress as much as everybody else is, but progress, good or bad, it's gonna come. You know, it's gonna happen. I want to sit here and be like, man, I sure wish that we weren't conquered as a people, and now I'm fat and have type 2 diabetes. It doesn't matter. It was going to happen. And if it wasn't white people, and let's say fucking brown people were the more conquering people, then it'd be brown people that were pissed at. You know, and that's the thing, man, is that progress is progress, fucking regardless. And this whole fucking case, if you take Hawaii and look at it from an experimental standpoint and look at it as a case study, this is a fucking great case of like how you cannot stop progress. You can only lean into it and use it to help you out. Because that's what Kamehameha did. And really the only downfall of Kamehameha, and I think it was inevitable, of his kingdom after he died, was his wife handed over religion to Christians, you know, and she didn't leave a place for other religions to come in. So I think the only downfall for Hawaii was Christianity, which brought in the Americans, which brought in Dole, which brought down Hawaiian kingdom. But once again, I contend, dude. I mean, that only happened because of progress, but I do still contend that if we had left them alone, you know, how great would their society have been? But again, they wouldn't have developed gunpowder. They wouldn't have developed guns because
they never seen metal.
They didn't need it though. They didn't need it. We developed metal here and in other places because we needed metal, because we had low resources and we needed to fight over resources. And so, you know, we need better than those fucking arrows that those Indians have. So let's create this. Let's go, oh, the Chinese have gunpowder. These people were like, we don't need to make anything more lethal. We're already killing each other for what we need. And that's the thing, is that progress comes from necessity. And then who knows where it goes after that.
Yeah, man. Invention is the mother of necessity.
Yes, that is absolutely right.
Here, bro, you were talking, bro.
Huh?
I asked Chat GPT to write me some Captain Hook. I wrote, write me some jokes about Captain Hook.
Cook.
Huh?
Cook.
Captain Cook, Jason Momoa, no, Chief of War in Hawaiian. Here are the jokes. Captain Cook and Hawaii jokes, written in 3 seconds by Chat GPT.
Thank you.
Why didn't Captain Cook bring sunscreen to Hawaii?
Why?
Because he thought burned at both ends was just a metaphor.
Yeah, bro. I'll be honest with you. That's not a bad joke, dude. That's not a bad joke.
This is for our listeners, so they'll get it. What did the Hawaiian chief say when Captain Cook asked if he could stay longer?
What?
Sure, you can stay for dinner. What was the Hawaiian chief's favorite board game?
What was the Hawaiian chief's favorite board game?
Risk.
Nice.
Especially when it involved British explorers.
Okay, that's good. That's all right.
Dog.
Good one, Chat.
How did Captain Cook introduce himself to the chief of war?
How?
Hi, I'm Cook. And the chief responded, great. We were just looking for one.
Okay.
Why don't British ships dock in Hawaii anymore?
Why?
Because the last time they left with a cook and no crew. That's a good one, dog.
That's a good one, dude.
Captain Cook, I come in peace, Hawaiian chief. That's funny. We come in pieces too.
It's not bad.
It's funny when white people say I come in peace, but when everywhere they come in peace, they leave a lot of pieces of people behind.
Yeah, they do.
If you want jokes that are more edgy or dark humor, I can go a bit further.
Humor. Put dark humor. I love doing this.
Dark humor about Captain Cook and Hawaii. All right, here's a set of dark humor, bro, before we leave.
Okay.
Captain Cook really made a name for himself in Hawaii. Too bad it was on the dinner menu. But I'm pumped.
Oh, you know why this is? I know why they're doing these cannibalistic jokes. Because when they were gutting him and deboning him.
And you said the deboning, yeah.
Yeah, someone a native mistook his guts for pig guts and ate them. And so, like, they ate, because that's the thing that this book clarifies is that nobody actually ate them on purpose. They just, like, so, like, because there was a thing going around that Hawaiians were cannibals after.
Yeah, man, they're all cannibal jokes. Why didn't Captain Cook leave Hawaii when tensions rose?
Why?
Because he thought getting roasted was just island slang.
Because that's what they referred to it as, roasting.
Captain Cook was the first European to be fully immersed in Hawaiian culture.
Man.
Fully immersed head first.
I was just going to say, he was literally immersed.
You know what they call Captain Cook's final voyage? A cruise to dismember.
Get the fuck out of here.
Keeping that one, bro.
Bro, that is good, dude. That is good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know that, what's the name? Jeffrey Dahmer had a couple of friends. He called them my dismembers.
Nice. That was good.
Why don't you play hide and seek with Hawaiian war chief?
Why?
Because when they find you, they don't tag you, they marinate you. All right. AI, you stupid hack.
Fucking AI just attaches itself to one thing.
We tried, bro. Aloha, everybody.
Aloha. Thank you for watching.
History for Fools.
Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. Also, if you want a part 2 of this, let us know. If it's overwhelming, then we probably might do a part 2. I had a lot of fun doing this.
We didn't even get to Hawaiian games.
We did not, but we could cover all that next time. But this was one of
Tic Tac Cook.
Oh, bro. Could break out the ChatGPT, dog.
Here, I wrote some hacky one, bro. Did you hear about the short Hawaiian?
No.
His name was Alo.
Oh, man.
Last name Ha.
Okay, dude. Let's just end this episode.
My sister was a Hawaiian lesbian, bro. She was called No Licky Licky Dicky.
Get the fuck out of here. I don't. Go for it.
Aloha, everybody.
Aloha. Thanks for watching. We love you. Good night.